lives are the sum of our choices. And we cannot escape the past. Ethan, this mission of yours is gonna cost you dearly. The world's coming after you.
His fate is written. Shall we write yours too?
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
It's Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man. And this week, opening week of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I went ahead and I saw it. Actually, I saw it Tuesday, so my review's a little late. But, you know, there's a lot to think about in this movie. You know, and this reunites the main general team of the Mission Impossible force: Tom Cruise, Vince Rames, Simon Pegg, you know, that one woman, Rebecca Ferguson, along with newcomer Haley Atwell, joining the team in this Mission Impossible mission. And well, without further ado, remember our rating scale: shock a thumbs up, it's good to see, I recommend it; shock a thumbs down, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, it is overall a shock a thumbs up. What can I say about this movie that you haven't maybe already heard? You know, by now, if you haven't seen it, you've seen the trailers. You've heard many probable people talking about it. And basically, Tom Cruise and his Mission Impossible team face their greatest challenge yet. Essentially, it is an AI, artificial intelligence, going rogue and attempting to either take over the world, but most likely destroy the world. You know, having become sentient. And we find out along the way, this might have some spoilers, that the U.S. government, the United States government, is the ones behind creating this AI. Of course, they used it to attack various enemies of state, other countries. We open up with Russia and their attack sub getting hacked by this AI and basically destroying itself. But then cut to most likely in the Pentagon somewhere. The intelligence community is fraught, saying that they have lost control of this AI and that it has rampaged every system throughout the world. Not just the United States, but every other country, everything from the stock market to defense, computers, etc. With its end goal, who knows? But at the moment, it has the ability to reshape information, basically deleting what is known to be true and being able to make false narratives. So basically combining the fears of what we have with today's society, being social media, telling falsehoods about, say, elections, voting, you know, viruses, vaccines, etc., and and getting rid of the truth, the actual science or whatever behind it, and just making up its own stuff to suit its own interests, to achieve its own ends. And of course, this being the AI, another item ripped right out of the headlines with Chat GPT on everybody's mind, and all the fears, even Congress this week convening to talk about the impacts of artificial intelligence in the future. So this is very pertinent and relevant to today's conversations. This Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning movie currently. And again, like I said, it is overall a shock, a thumbs up. There was plenty of action in this. Tom Cruise does not skimp on the scenery. We've got everywhere from Rome to Abu Dhabi, middle of the deserts, to underwater Antarctica, to beautiful countrysides in Europe, Paris, etc. So the globetrotting is there, what you're usually accustomed to with Mission Impossible. The action, the stunts from Tom Cruise are all there. You've heard everything about, the crazy motorcycle jump that you see in the trailer, and then he parachutes off this mountain. It's all there, and it's all very exciting, along with the action as well. I will say that maybe it's just me, but I thought a lot of the action, even a lot of the set pieces, came straight out of John Wick, or at least John Wick, this last one, John Wick Part 4, did a lot of things that Mission Impossible looks like it's copying. Of course, it's probably not copying, it was very much on the similar path of ideas, a super assassin, spy, etc., be it Ethan Hunt or John Wick. But I mean, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning opens up in the desert. Pretty much you see Tom Cruise riding a horse, following, chasing these men also on horseback in the desert, very much like John Wick opened up on horseback, chasing people in the desert. There's a club scene with some action in it that is very reminiscent of the John Wick 4 action with Killer, when he takes out that guy there in the bar / club. And honestly, I have to say that maybe John Wick 4 did that action just a little bit better. It was just a little bit fresher, and of course coming in first, it's still on your mind, and so it looks a little repetitive by the time this Mission Impossible movie hits the market. That being said, you can't compete. John Wick, unfortunately, with its $80 million budget, cannot compete with the astounding budget that Tom Cruise has for his Mission Impossible. So he easily overscopes and outscales what was done in John Wick. So you're not dissatisfied by this movie at all, but I'll be lying to say there are not similarities. So Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise's character, decides to go after this AI to destroy it. To do so, he needs 2 keys. And since the United States government, having created this and having seen what it's capable of as it's grown, wishes to keep it and control it, Ethan Hunt says it's far too dangerous and is going to destroy it. So that puts him at odds with the rest of the intelligence community, CIA, FBI, and they chase after him, very much like the high table, everybody after John Wick. So again, another similarity. But be it as it may, this is again a shock, a thumbs up. It's very exciting, and unlike Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, it is a continuation. Part 2 will likely come out next year, but it does have a better ending, conclusion to this movie before starting the next one. It closes this chapter of the movie, and then we'll pick up fresh with its continuing mission. You don't feel kind of cheated like you might have felt during Into the Spider-Verse with Miles under certain danger. Oh my God, what's going to happen next? Tune in the next couple of years and find out. No. So Tom Cruise was a little bit better on that. With this Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, you have a more satisfying ending. while you wait for the next installment. So yes, where would I rate this? I'd say this is number 3 of all my top favorite Mission Impossible movies, with Mission Impossible Part 2 still being the best in my eyes. Rogue Nation, the second best, almost on par with 2. And then finally this one overall. The other ones, you can just skip. That's my opinion. But so yeah, go ahead and check out Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 when you can, however you can, and you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of Tom Cruise and his craziness globe-trotting around the world. All right, mahalo and aloha.